Hey, Thor, 3. Let's get into murder. Welcome back to 8-Bit Entertainment. I am Captain Paul. That's Fajardo. What's going on there, Fajardo?
Not much. Another day of living, huh?
Jesus. So, if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to do so. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers before the end of the year, and our stretch goal is 1,000. Probably won't happen, so 500 is a little bit more manageable. Let's just get right into it. We're going to be doing a token track. I mean, are you familiar with Token as well?
No. Actually, I've listened to a few, but it's been here on the show. You know, the first track I've heard of him, I think I called out his name calling.
That's right.
He kept referring to. It felt like he was clout chasing just a little bit, but you know, again, I didn't know much about him, but just based off of that one track, that's how I felt. The next track that we did hear, I definitely appreciated it a lot more. He was it was good, but I don't think we were able to air that one due to restrictions, which obviously is going to explain why we're going to pause this heavily.
A lot.
So we apologize for that. And then I think he did one. Who didn't he do a track with someone else? He did a
Jid, and that couldn't get released. Yeah, that was just a
So we that's the only time I've heard of him, and he sounds pretty good. He sounds pretty solid. You know, I'm kind of interested to hear what he's got coming up.
All right, well, let's get into it. Token Exception. This is a few years old, but this is a pretty good track. So let's get right into it.
All right.
So it seems like we're setting up in a school setting. Looks like this kid's getting bullied.
He's getting bullied. He likes the one girl that seems that like she's part of the clique that's beating him up, from what I can tell already. Okay.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Yeah.
There they go again, harassing his kid so easily. His name is Andy, he grew up right down the street from me. I barely know him though, I just see him in school while passing him. Usually followed by two kids giggling in back of him. I don't know why they feel a need to interfere, and I'll be honest, the kid is obviously a little weird. He's got a stutter, plus always talks to himself, but it is clear to me that shouldn't mess with him. He probably wish they disappear like, yeah.
You know what's weird? This song's about 5 years old, but it's still. I mean, that's still that message that's like can resonate right now.
Well, being bullied is one of those things that can resonate throughout any age, throughout any time, right? Because you can be bullied as a kid, you can be bullied as an adult, you can be bullied in the 80s, you can be bullied in the 2000s, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. Being bullied is one of those things that unfortunately is going to be a consistent thing, because I believe that it is a character builder to a certain degree. Obviously, when it gets out of hand is when it should be stopped.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think sometimes it kind of makes you have a backbone, but when it kind of exceeds a certain level, then it's just not necessary. I mean, I'm not saying any bullying is necessary, but that's a whole different conversation. So let's go.
Yeah.
It's different. So he ain't causing harm to anyone. Yeah, he might annoy him, not on purpose, though. He's never done something intentionally offensive like these other kids, like yelling, "Stop being a retard," when they see him mumbling or call him a faggot when he's saying something awkward. Yeah, he lives with it, but he shouldn't have to any longer. He's just a kid like any of us. And matter of fact, next time I see it, I'ma say something and have his back.
I really like the beat. I mean, what is that? What are those horns in the back? Is that more of like a trumpet? Yeah. It was like on the tip of my tongue, but I mean, yeah, I like that. It is kind of funny. It's like I'm gonna let him know I have his back or say something.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yep.
Next day ain't any better, they're abusing him. Every day gets worse cause people accept it as they become used to it. And he don't stand up, but what can you do with the hate against you? You call him out, you call the spaz with some anger issues, they...
I have to ask this though, because that brings up a valid point though. Like, do you think sometimes the school systems fail certain kids when they actually stand up for themselves and then like physically deal with the confrontation?
Well, I mean, it's always going to fail, and it's not necessarily a failure of the system. It's the failure of people, and what I mean by that is,
True.
You can. So being a bullying situation can make someone, like you said, learn to have a backbone, right?
Yeah.
But it can also create a situation for people to become heroes to others and help save lives, things like that. People that can step up to the plate. But if nothing is being done that can stop the bullying, what's the point? Right? Back in the day, obviously, I'm old as fuck, as you can tell, white hair, right? It's one of those things where you got to look at it. Back in the day, you did something about it, right? You would end up fighting, you would stand up for yourself, or if someone stood in for you, like, they'd fight, and then whatever.
Yeah, but I think it's escalated now, though.
Right. Now what makes it bad is all the social media, because now you can be bullied in so many different kind of ways, and I get it. I really do, right? But what control does the school system have when they themselves are being bullied by the system to not be able to do so many things themselves?
I mean, I guess I agree with you to a certain degree, but I think there's certain protocols in place. I mean, I kind of dealt with something where someone tried to bully me when I was younger. Like, I was freshman year, I was like a senior. I got into a fist fight. Didn't work out for that guy too well, and I ended up getting suspended for standing up for myself. So I'm just saying, sometimes a little.
I mean, yeah, the school system is made for the good people to lose, as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, so.
So, I mean,
Let's keep going.
Let's go.
They hear, but they don't listen. Senseless. They hearing that bullies are everywhere, thinking that here must be the exception. But it's so alive and it's so true. They got open eyes, but they don't view. They got growing minds that they don't use, and it's pulverizing our whole youth. But to be honest, most of these bullies don't mean any harm. They're just kids like any of us. They like to be in charge, they like attention. They just lack guidance and getting it, so they put others down. None of us are always innocent, but that don't make it right. Cause again, I'm watching Andy get tortured by two of his peers with no reason in sight. And I know he knows I'm watching, he sees me paying attention, and it's getting worse and worse. I hope he knows that I respect him.
Oh, so he went from, like, I'm gonna do something. No, I just respect you, dude, for taking all that abuse.
I wouldn't.
I mean,
I would have to be like, yo, bro, you got to stand up for yourself. If you need help, ask. I'm here. That you know what I mean? Like, just being, oh, I respect you. Okay, cool. I'll respect you when you're in the hospital too. Okay, that's a little too late. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I think for me, it's like if you're gonna see something, you actually have something wrong with it, you should interject. I mean, because I think to a degree, right? Like, not to completely go on a tangent here, is that, like, I get where you're coming from, because I think me and you are very similar in that aspect, but there's certain people that are not built for fighting or built for that type of confrontation. So, like, when I see someone kind of just taking advantage of someone that we both know is not going to stand up for themselves, like, I've been that guy. I'm like, yo, chill the fuck out. You know what I mean?
I've done the same.
Some guys just aren't built for standing up for themselves. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. Just some guys have different personalities and how they deal with conflict. Like, I'm not saying my way's the healthiest about, punching someone in the jaw, but, some guys are not built like that.
Yeah, it worked for me. But we can keep going.
Next day, Andy didn't show up to school, and I was nervous. He always came to this class. I wonder what was the purpose. The same class had the two kids who've been messing with him, but without a target, both of them just blended right in. 20 minutes later, the class was pretty quiet.
I think I know where this is going.
I have to pause for obvious reasons. I think we both kind of know where this is going.
Yeah.
So let's just little play out.
Andy walks through the door, he was shaking and crying. As all heads slowly in sync turn, he pauses, then pulls a pistol out of his
knew it.
front pocket.
Knew
The
it.
girl screamed, the boy sat there terrified. Nobody expected this, but everyone knew the reason why. And before anyone could say something fully, within seconds, 2 bullets flew into his bullies. More screams as the bodies collapsed. I felt I should say something, cause I was the only one who had his back. I said it's
Wait a minute.
No, you didn't. Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Stop it. I'm finished.
Like, you can't really say you have your back when you're not doing anything, son.
Exactly. Like, first of all, you ain't tell them nothing. All you said, oh, by the way, yeah, yo, you the man for taking that beating. What?
Yeah.
Like, stop it. Stop it.
Rewind it back a few seconds. Let's go.
Keep going.
Cause I was the only one who had his back. I said it's over, Andy, they're dead. You had your wish. He turned to me and said, you were the third on my list.
Ah, thank you.
Damn.
Cause he saw it, and he saw that he saw him, and he didn't do shit. See it?
I mean, that is actually kind of a good message, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're just watching the abuse, just because
You're
you're
just
not
as bad.
necessarily, yeah. If you're not, just because you're not taking part of it and you're witnessing and not doing anything, you're standing up, doesn't mean you're like infallible in that, right? You're still guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually kind of a good message there.
Especially there.
Yeah. My man just cold-blooded, just left.
He's like, oh shit! I think I hear my car alarm. My man don't even own a car. Stop it.
Yeah. That's bad. That's not gonna look. I mean, that was an interesting track. I liked it quite a bit. Interesting message. I think it's. I mean, I want to kind of make sure that I make my standpoint on bullying. I don't think it's ever acceptable, but I do think that young men especially need to learn up to stand up for themselves. Because when you keep giving bullies power, they're just going to feel like they can do whatever. And bringing a gun or solving it in that situation isn't a good resolution either, because you're ruining the rest of your life and you're also taking life away. But let me know your thoughts. What would you rate it? You go, Fajardo.
A lot to unpack there. Message wise, I think it's a 10. Obviously musically, beat and everything, he did what he was supposed to do, right? He delivered. He flowed on the beat very well. He told the story very well, right? Even without the video, like you can get the picture of what was going on, and that's what you look for, right? Like I said before, in a different video, is that music can be the essence of particular times and things like that. So I would say I would give this I would have to give this a 10. He did a really good job with everything. Thankfully it wasn't no mumble rap. Thankfully there wasn't a repeat of a chorus like 15 times. He did a good job with it.
Yeah, I would have to say I agree with you. It's a 10 for me. The message itself, the beat was great. The lyrics, it was very good storytelling, right? So it kind of pulls you in. Obviously, the music video kind of helps accentuate that. And yeah, I really did like what I saw, what I heard. It was a great song, man. And you know, I think Token is one of those underappreciated artists. Like, he has a ton of stuff. He has some more serious type music. He has like more fun type music, and a very good artist. He's from my neck of the woods in Massachusetts.
Oh,
So,
God.
so yeah, I
That's where
appreciate it.
that's where I leave the whole thing. There you go. We're blocking that.
So let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What did you think of this track? Let us know. Also, before you get out of here, we're trying to reach 500 subscribers before the end of the year. Maybe our stretch goal of 1,000 as well. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit it, because we're going to be doing daily reaction videos. Any other suggestions, put down below in the comment section. I am Captain Paul. That is Fajardo, and we will see you in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.